Okay, so we've been talking about adding rational functions or rational equations or rational expressions. Let me call those expressions. Adding rational expressions. Now, as we talk, we were discussing the fact that this is just like 5th grade math was, 4th grade math was, is that we're looking for the least common multiple in the denominator. So the least common multiple of 4 and 5 is 20, isn't it? So 20. And the least common multiple of x and x squared is x squared, isn't it? So how would we create that in both these places? So how would we create 20x squared down here? Well, we'd create 20x squared down here by multiplying this by just 5 over 5, right? Remember, we have to multiply by 1. We can't just multiply the bottom. To multiply the top and the bottom by the same number, remember, that means multiplying by 1. So we have this. And then how would we turn this denominator of 5x into 20x squared? Well, we'd multiply both sides by 4x, wouldn't we? So we get 4x over 4x. And of course, 4x over 4x is 1, right? So no problem here. Do a little quick multiplication, and we get 30, don't we? And then we're going to multiply here, so plus 8x, right? All over 20x squared. So I hope that worked out good. I think that was really, really straightforward, right? So this times this. Well, we could factor out a little bit. We could factor out a number here, but I think I'm going to leave that alone and go on to just try to get through a couple examples and see if these are doing it for you. So let's have example number 2 here, shall we? Example number 2. Example number 2, we have 7 times 6 times the quantity x minus 2 minus x plus 3 over 6x. So look, these both have a factor of 6. We don't need to mess with that, do we? This one has a factor of x. Remember, this is not a factor of x. This is a factor of x minus 2 here, isn't it? So I think what I'm going to do here is this. Tell me what you think will happen if I do this. If I multiply this side here by 1, of course, by 1, using x over x, and what if I multiply this side over here by x minus 2 over x minus 2, of course, by 1, right? And where I'm getting this x minus 2 is here, right? This x minus 2 is what I'm missing in the denominator next door over there, isn't it? Over here. I'm missing that here. And then this x right here, let's see if we can look at this. Then this x right here, right, is missing from over here, isn't it? So that's what I'm trying to put all my little pieces together. X over here. Look, if we multiply this over here, now we're going to have 6x times x minus 2. X times 6 is 6x times x minus 2. We have a common denominator, don't we? Remember, we're multiplying here, so we have to multiply this too. So I'm going to multiply this times this. So that's 7x, isn't it? Here's my negative sign right here. This negative sign right here. Let me just show it to you. This negative sign right here. I'm just going to hold on to it for a second. And then look, we need to FOIL this, don't we? We need to FOIL this. So we get here, this is x squared plus x, isn't it? Minus 6, I think, isn't it? Isn't that right? All over, then look, don't these match? This is a match for this. So we have 6x times x minus 2 here, don't we? Multiply this thing through. Kind of multiply this thing through here, here, and to here. And we'll get 7x minus x squared minus x plus 6 all over 6x times x minus 2. A lot of cleanup work on this one, I think. Gonna rearrange these, right? Put these in correct order. So this negative x squared goes here, negative x squared goes here. 7x's minus x is positive 6x's, isn't it? Plus 6. Now I know what the book would have us do, and we can do it if you want to here, is that would factor out that negative 1 off the front here. So this would come up as actually factor this out. You know, I'm going to leave this one like this also. Ask me tomorrow in class what I'm talking about here, but this can be factored a little bit more to get this negative coefficient off the front there. But so there's our answer, huh? Okay, good work. Let's try one more. The next one presents its own little problem because you really have to be looking and you have to be asking yourself some questions. So we have 10 over x squared minus 5x minus 14, right, plus 2 over x minus 7. Here are a couple things. One, I'm looking at this, and I think it has one of the really great strategy here is ask yourself, why did the author give you x minus 7? Is it possible that x minus 7 is a factor of this? Because if it is, we can see this, the relationship between this and this, much more clearly. And I think that it is. If you factor this out, this factors out to x minus 7 times x plus 2, doesn't it? So I can bring these pieces up here. X minus 7 times x plus 2 here. And if you multiply that back through, you're going to get your pieces. You're going to get that one piece back together. X times x is your x squared. X times positive 2 is 2x. Plus negative 7x is negative 5x. And negative 7 times positive 2 is negative 14. All I did was change the way this looks. But can you see what we have here? I wonder if you can see now what these things have in common. I think the easiest way for me to do it is just change the color of this piece right here. So let me change the color of this, see if you can see it. X plus 2. Can you see now that these things already share a factor of x minus 7? They both have x minus 7. The only thing that's missing here is a factor of exactly x plus 2. We're going to multiply by x plus 2 over x plus 2 because that's the equivalent of 1, and 1 is the multiplicative identity, and that's really important, isn't it? And then I'm going to do this, right? 10, that's this 10, plus, that's this plus sign here. Then I'm going to distribute here. 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 2 is 4, so plus 2x plus 4. All over, look, we do have common denominators. X minus 7 times x plus 2 is the denominator here. X minus 7 times x plus 2 is the denominator here. So we have common denominators. If you want, you can go ahead and FOIL them back out to get a polynomial if you'd like to. It doesn't matter. When I add this, 10 plus 4 is 14. So we get 2x plus 14 over x minus 7 times x plus 2. More work to simplify. 2 times x plus 7 over x minus 7 times x plus 2. I looked for a second. I was kind of excited because I saw x and a 7 here and x and a 7 here. But this is plus 7 and this is minus 7. They are not, these factors do not cancel out. So here's our final answer. I hope this was helpful. I think what we're going to find is the more you practice this, the better you're going to do. So I'm going to keep making videos of these things for you to do supplementally. Keep watching the videos. Remember to stop, pause the video, catch up on your notes. Some of you are starting to write a lot of comments to me. I appreciate the comments. And if you write a comment, I'll do my very best to get back to you. Or if you have a specific problem that you want done, let me know that and I'll do my best. Thanks. Keep studying.